Welcome everyone to the Thursday afternoon Advocate News meeting. I'm editor and publisher Chris Cobbler. We're a little late getting going today because a group of folks were over at the fire department, just for media luncheon, talking about media coverage. Appreciate the fire department doing that every year or so.
Yeah.
But with
Actually,
me as always,
Debbie said Debbie Breeden, their longtime secretary, said that was the first time in all of her years that they've had a media luncheon.
really?
Yeah, I thought that was unusual.
I thought that. I guess I got to think of the police department.
Yeah, police has it.
I should have gone then. Anyway,
Yeah,
with-
I'm Becky Cooper, managing editor.
And to my right,
Tony Belandron, city editor.
and behind the camera.
Thomas Martinez, digital editor.
So let us know what you think of the stories we're working on. Any suggestions you have for stories we should be working on? That's the police scanner in the background. We come on every weekday to hear from you with your thoughts about it. Here, I'll type in for Tony. He's watching. I'll type in hello. Oh no, I typed in help. That doesn't
Help!
Help! I'm in this phone. Let me out. All right. Well, I typed in Tony. Hello.
There you
All
go.
right. Are you on your page or is it on the Advocate? No, you're on the Advocate. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, here's our trivia question to get people warmed up, tuned in before we get started. What animal has the densest fur of any mammal in the world? Mammal. What animal has the densest fur of any mammal in the world?
What is a polar bear?
Polar bear. That's a good guess.
I was just say the koala.
A
The
seal.
koala bear.
That's
I'm gonna say a seal.
Skin? Yeah,
They have
Is
hair,
that-
they have
fur.
hair in their skin.
oh, fur.
Fur. This is
Well,
fur.
I think they have short
Typo.
fur and it's really tight.
No.
Hmm.
I'd say the
I
koala
don't
bear.
think I
Koala bear. I don't know. Polar bear is a good guess because you gotta keep dense. That's where you really are cold, right?
Yeah.
I would think. But it's probably something
Or
else.
penguins, mammals.
Yeah, could be a penguin. That's a good guess
They're in
too.
the cold area too.
Could be a penguin.
well, seals are underwater in the cold.
Yeah.
So that's why I said seal.
How about a walrus?
No, they're smooth. They're hairless except for
Your
their
face.
big old mustache.
All right. Well, we'll get there. We'll go to the news now and see if anybody's commenting there. We've got this fun feature story about Z Dog MD, a rapper who had done a whole rap video about local immigrant physicians here in Victoria. So we have the video embedded and stills from the video. It's really clever, really funny, and
Who is Z?
I don't know if we got this next story. Is it coming?
No, not sure.
Okay. Then we've got school board meeting coverage. Amber's going to be at tonight. I don't know what doing the right thing is.
That's
there.
a story John's working on about a man who found a lady's wallet
Oh.
that fell off her car.
Yeah. Okay. We have contributed to part with that. It's a nice story.
What
Okay.
happened? Oh,
Oh, just a
It's
good
a-
Samaritan who
Oh.
helped out a person who lost their wallet. Nice,
Okay.
good Samaritan story.
She offered him a reward and he turned it down.
I guess there's been a Whataburger robbery arrest. Do we have that posted yet? Where does that stand? I don't know. I haven't seen it yet, so we'll have to get going on that. Kira's got a story on Better Angels, a nationwide training that started after the 2016 elections trying to reduce partisanship. It's coming to Victoria. That's sort of interesting. That could be a A1 contender if we need something else, but I think
Yeah, she says it's trying to teach Republicans and Democrats how to get along.
we might want to move that to Monday A1 if we want to have something else there. I think we could use something else. So you guys can think about that. We've got a couple other news items there. We've got the American Book Review reading series is today. Sci-fi feminist author
you want me to move it?
was talking. Move it to Monday. Yeah, that sounds kind of fun. Sci-fi feminist author. I got to get up to that reception here later today.
Who's hosting?
The Kirkendalls at their place up on Main Street.
Maggie?
Again. Cliff. Then,
The
well,
Better Angel.
yeah,
Yeah.
move that to Monday one. Then Home and Garden, what did Gardener's Dirt got digging? Sure, it's good. In the Home and Garden section, Laura Garrison's column, Nature Notes column. And in sports, got a story about Calhoun. Is this track? Calhoun meet, Mike's at. Must be track.
Yeah, it is track.
And a wrestling advance. And this is a sad story. Syracuse basketball coach, he's Hall of Fame coach, Jim Boeheim, hit a pedestrian on New York Interstate. He was outside his vehicle or something and killed him.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So that's gonna be rough. Let's see. Anything big on the State Digest? I'm looking to see. There's a couple Texas Tribune stories of some mild interest. I'll go up to that story on Texas officials call it, quote, property tax relief, but legislation won't lower tax bills or decrease budgets, according to analysis by the Texas Tribune.
So what are they calling it, Jim?
I know, well, they call it that. Doesn't mean what it is. So we'll take a look at that story. We need a reader poll question, so if anybody's got any suggestions on that, let us know.
Would you do a video promoting your profession?
I think we get too literal with our poll questions sometimes. There might be some on the National Digest to look at, because I like to ask questions that people have thoughts on. National Digest question. Okay.
Should Jesse Smollett.
Oh, that's the news nationally. Is
Yeah, he turned himself in.
Now it's news, right?
not really. It's still a brief. It's still just celebrity news. I mean, if it had been a brief in the first place, it'd be a brief now that he did it. I mean, he staged it.
Staged a hate crime.
Yeah.
Did you listen to the? Well, you probably didn't hear
No.
the police commissioner today in Chicago. He really laid out why this was a very despicable act, and it's now going to put suspicion on every legitimate hate crime that occurs in Chicago where there's a gay bashing or
Yeah, it's sad. The guy's disturbed, obviously.
Yeah.
But the reason it should have got overblown in the first place, though. It would have put all that suspicion if it'd been a
Right.
brief in the first place and a brief that had happened.
See, but here, yes, I agree with you at the onset of all of this.
Yeah.
That because I even turned to Becky and I said, "Why is this news? Why is this national news?" And then after it evolved into this story, I thought, okay. And at one point I turned to her and I said, "Now this is national news," because he's also given a black eye to the city of Chicago. And that police commissioner, he was personally offended by that. He said, I was born and raised in this city, and it's like, this town has enough to deal with racial divides and
Murder.
without somebody coming along and making stuff up. And somebody asked him what should be just punishment for Jesse, and he said, pay back all the expenses of this investigation that he personally face-to-face apologize to the citizens of Chicago and then to the nation at large, to every victim, that he put out a press statement that apologizing to all victims of hate crimes who are gay or who are minority gay.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, his career's over. How's that for
Right.
punishment?
Yeah.
I mean, his career's over.
Correct.
Yeah.
And you know what fueled it was he did this letter. He faked this letter because he wasn't getting paid enough.
Yeah.
From the series.
He's going to get just punishment for that, I'd say.
Those producers will drop him, or they'll replace him with
Winona
another
Ryder
actor.
didn't work for years because shoplifting this guy's toast. Let's see, in the State Digest otherwise, there's a story about out of Houston, out of separating immigrant families. The Texas Civil Rights Project released a report.
But the people who did support him have not retweeted
And
to weigh in on this, like
there's
Ellen DeGeneres.
Southeast Texas in Orange, a Southeast Texas man found naked and stained with blood told officers that he killed his 2-year-old daughter.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, yeah. I don't want to know about that. Sorry, I read it. Wow, so the president of the University of North Carolina system is going to Texas. I'm not sure what job. But,
UT?
Yeah. And then the Rangers, there's a Ranger story, Ranger sighting for sports.
It's baseball time.
Baseball, yeah.
When spring season.
It's already underway.
Oh,
Yeah.
First spring training games start this weekend.
wow.
I'd add this one to the sports list. Everybody likes baseball.
It's American sport.
All right. well, that's it. I think I got to run. So if you have any news tips,
Well,
I
answer
gotta do at least
the
a
trivia.
trivia.
oh trivia, I got to do that. Sorry, gang. You guys are getting the animal with the densest fur of any mammal in the world, and so I guess there are non-mammals that have denser fur, perhaps.
What?
Well, it says it makes a distinction. It says any mammal. It's got to be a mammal.
What animal has the densest fur? Yeah,
If any mammal. And the answer is sea otters. They
What?
can have up to 1 million hairs on 1 square inch of body surface.
Jeez.
Okay,
See,
that's close.
We got river otters at the Texas Zoo, but sea otters. Well, we're in the ballpark, but I thought we ought to know that one. All right, but we didn't. We didn't. So, if you have news tips, want to talk about otters,
That's what I meant, sea otters,
or
not
any
seals.
otter topic, just give us a call at 574-1222. Peace out.